My name is Michael Moseti Matundura, and this is what the Lord has done for me. I remember growing up, our mom would take us to church, and I was a member of the Pathfinders. But sometimes I would go to class on Saturday, and I would watch, violence on TV, and I will be very passionate about narrating violence, to my fellow students. And I was a naughty young boy, and those are not very good things. But and we used to sing songs. Remember, we used to sing songs in church. Like in 1844, there was a great disappointment. I never understood what I was singing, and I didn't know the significance of praying every day or of studying the Word of God. I don't think I ever did when I was young and in primary school, until I finished primary school, did well, and was waiting to join high school. As I was in this waiting period, I remember stumbling upon a particular book, and it was old, dog-eared and tattered, and the title was America in Prophecy, the most controversial book of the 20th century, I believe it was. There was a man with a gun there, and there was a bison, and the animal, and the American flag. And it was an interesting book. I read it. I was attracted by the beauty of the language that the author used, the phraseology. Language has always excited me. And I was also inspired by the spirit of the characters in the narrative, their bravery. They were martyrs who were willing to lay down their lives for what they believed. So I discovered many things. I now understood what happened, in 1844, which I was singing without understanding. And I also understood that when people die, when people in hell, people will not burn forever. So I was like, oh, at least I'm not going to burn forever. So I was grateful that I wouldn't burn forever. But now I don't want to burn at all. I was growing, and I discovered many interesting truths in that book. That book turned out to be The Great Controversy by Mrs. White. So I went to high school, and I joined the SDA group, and I became choir director, and I started consuming books like Steps to Christ, Ministry of Healing. When I finished high school, I continued Patriarchs and Prophets, and God has guided me. I remember choosing Christ when I was 15 years old. That's when I read that book, and I'm glad that I stumbled upon that book, and it changed my life. And so it directed me to Christ, and ever since, it absolutely reconfigured my life's direction. And I've enjoyed, and I've been rejoicing. I have loved to study the Word of God. I have loved to pray to God, and I regret, not choosing Him earlier, you see, and not being faithful in keeping the Sabbath, or even, the violent tendencies that I had begun developing, because of many things. So I'm grateful for what God has done, for the truth that He has given me, for the opportunity to preach this truth, for the opportunity to be able to understand it, and for giving me a chance, to know that there is such a thing as Christ and everlasting life, and yeah. So I'm glad and I'm grateful, and I commend and recommend this way, and this book that is the Bible, and every other book which casts light on the Word of God, and which exalts the Word of God and is in harmony with the Word of God. So may God bless you, and I hope you have an experience with Him which is enriching and blessed.